How to prep and prime a frame for paint and more coming up next. What's up everybody, this is Monty with House of David MC, and today is part 7 of our GN 250 build, and yet again we've got a lot going on in this video. So in a previous video we used some metal putty to fill in some of those nicks and the triangle that we created when removing the tabs, and today we're going to go back to those same spots and use some Bondo to really finish those places out and get them ready for priming. And finally, before we start priming, we're going to bob our front fender. So let's get to it. So in preparation for Bondo, I've gone out and bought some disposable plastic spreaders. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the socket bit, I'm going to heat it up, and I'm going to melt into the spatula, and so we'll have a spatula that now contours around the pipe. So I'm going to use a propane torch and heat up my socket head until it gets hot enough to just melt right through the spatula. Now we have two diameters, one that's about 26 for that pipe, and then another one's about 24 in diameter for that pipe. This is what I'm using, guys. Bondo Professional Gold Body Filler. It's stage 3. It's for, you know, filling and leveling panels and all that good stuff. So just need to make sure you mix this properly. We've given the Bondo about 2 hours to dry, and so we're just going to start beating on it with some sandpaper. I'm going to start with 120 and then just, I don't know, probably go to a 220 after that and just work my way up to a finer grit. So in our home stretch for priming, guys, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bob our front fender. So I'm going to chop the front fender and the rear fender, and then I'm going to use the front and the rear parts that we chopped off to trace where we're actually going to cut, and then use that line to make it look like this. Also, just keep in mind, guys, when you're working with chrome, when you're sanding chrome, when you're cutting chrome, chrome is poisonous, so wear the right respirator and just protection for your eyes and everything. After cutting it, I went back and used the flap wheel to smooth out the edge, and this is what we got. So here's the finished product, guys. You can see, like, there's no sign of any tabs in here. Really smooth. Couple spots I might go back and smooth out a little bit. Back here in the rear, this right here, I actually didn't get enough primer on it so you can see the Bondo underneath it, but it's totally smooth to the touch. There's a couple spaces in here that's not totally smooth, but overall I'm pretty pleased with it. So if you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel down below. Like the videos, make comments, share them with your friends. As always, this has been Monty with House of David, taking one motor, one revelation at a time.